Hello everybody and welcome back to my Mounjaro journey. My name is Mel and on this channel we do all things GLP-1. So if you're new here, I hope you enjoy the video and don't forget to give us a like and subscribe and join in with the community. And as always, my returning subscribers, thank you so much, because without you I wouldn't be doing this and I wouldn't hold myself accountable every week. So how's your week been? I've actually had a pretty rubbish week. I think I said to you last week that my brother was in hospital. He's still in hospital. There's nothing wrong with him apart from his dementia situation. His social worker has been absent without leave. I don't mean to diss social workers, there are some amazingly good ones out there. But his social worker at the moment she was supposed to ring me today and just doesn't bother. I try and ring her, leave her messages. I know they're busy, but she's been on emergency leave and annual leave, and that doesn't help, I don't think. I'm a bit fed up with everything. I've had a week with people from the hospital, social services, occupational therapist, lead social worker from the hospital, and a lead nurse, all phoning me up, not knowing the first thing about my brother, not even having an understanding of what care he's getting. So it's been incredibly stressful, and from Saturday to Tuesday, I'm sure it must be part of a fibro flare. It's very difficult to really work it out, but all down my neck and my shoulders and down my back, so sore. It was like as I said, done 10 rounds of Mike Tyson. It was horrible. So I've felt pretty rubbish, but I've kept going, as we do. At least the good thing is I was able to speak to my brother, because he doesn't have a phone at home, and yeah, I could speak to him while he was in hospital. Well, while he was in one unit. I've yet to get in touch with him in the other unit, but I'm sure I will do over the weekend. They'll be able to get him through to me and speak to me, because I don't think he's particularly enjoying himself there at all at the moment. Anyway, it's enough of my woes. Apart from that, it's been a horrible week with cold and wet, hasn't it? I mean, let's be honest, that it's flooded outside here. It's like walking in a quagmire. The poor old chickens who've never been flooded out in their lives, it's like a quagmire in there, and they're on sand. It's just all the rain coming in. It's just, yeah, so I've got a plastic sheet thing, quite a big one. Sorry, I'm a bit tired tonight. My eyes are a bit sore. That I'm going to put up over the front of the run, because otherwise they're just going to get wetter and wetter, and they're going to get sick if they're not careful. So yeah. So as you can see, I had some pretty rubbish things happen during the week, but as you can see, I had my hair cut. I'm actually quite pleased with it. I like the length. Now, it's made it so that where I had extra, do you remember the length, because I cut too far back on this side, we've actually been able to get that to meld back in now. We both agreed that the colour looks really nice. In some lights it looks ginger, like in this one, but in other lights in her salon it actually looked like a rose gold colour. But it's not going to stay, because look, I'm through here. And it's where I do this, and then I've got all the grey that I don't like. It probably doesn't show very, yeah, you can see it there, all the grey, and it doesn't look like highlights, it looks like grey. So I'm gonna dye it. The idea was to take quite a bit of the length off, because bearing in mind I've been in a calorie deficit now for nearly a year and a half, eating in calorie deficit, that is. I am losing a little bit more hair than normal. Okay, we've been through the autumn, so we sort of September, October, November time, you do lose quite a bit of hair as your hair changes for the winter season. And I also I've had a lot of hair loss actually in the years since I've had thyroid issues. But that had sort of settled down, and I was getting everywhere. Anybody that's got long hair, as a female, or anybody's got long hair, actually, to be fair, knows it gets caught around everything. It's in your knickers, it gets everywhere. You go to washing and there's lumps of it come out. It's in all your clothes. It weaves into your clothes, and it's just so irritating. And I do have a bit of an allergy to my own hair. When it gets into sticking into me, I can itch and come up in welts and all sorts. So, and not while it's on my head, it's fine, but if it's getting anywhere else in the body, I get very itchy with it. So the idea was try and take some of it off and give it a bit of a not having to be so long. And I think I could, if I really wanted to, get it into a tiny I think she checked. I've not checked yet. Tiny ponytail. That's all right. It's tiny ponytail. But I quite like it. I don't know if anybody else does. We've made the fringe a little less harsh, and in fact, she put, I know you probably don't really want to hear all this, but she put salt spray in it and she crunched it up. She did actually initially put straighteners on the fringe, and she did a little bit of straightening, and then what she did is she did a little bit of curling. Now it's got a natural curl in it. This is from this medicine, I think, because my hair never used to be very. You can see at the top it's dead straight. My hair is dead straight, and obviously where I had colour on it, it's made it a little bit more brittle, so it's made it more susceptible to being more curly. But yeah, it was getting quite curly. So she put a straightener on the fringe, and then she got the straighteners and did some little curls in it. Now they've nearly fallen out because I've been out in the rain. My hair, in fact, I'm surprised it stayed so well. She only put a little bit of hairspray on it, and my hair it doesn't like actual curling. Somebody did a perm on me once years ago. Beautiful perm, you know, one of those shaggy perms, looked fabulous. Next morning it had all fallen out. My hair didn't like it. My hair did not like the perm, and it was just, there was loads of straight bits all over the place. So yeah, I rather like my hair to stay straight, but the wispy bits are quite nice, and the fact that it stayed a bit. And as I say, she puts what they call salt spray to give it some volume. It's flattened down a bit now because been out in the rain. Put your teeth in. Right, so I'm going to ask you for a bit of help here. Just checking that that's nice and clear. Now, I am going to do it another colour. I know this is probably really pretty, and everyone go, oh no, don't do that. I mean, it is, that colour there is pretty, but if it was all the way up, I mean, I know it looks like a little bit of what they call a balayage or something, but it's this bit under here. Now I've got two choices. When I was sitting in the I could have more choices. Somebody may decide something would be a better colour. Oh, excuse me. I haven't had a wheeze like that for a while. When I was sitting in the chair in the salon, I suddenly just got this look of a sort of a plum colour. Now, this may not be the right colour, but I've got this L'Oreal, no, not L'Oreal, Schwarzkopf Live thing. That's sort of a, can you see the colour? Do you think that'd be a right colour? Or anybody wants to know what colour it is? That's the colour red, which is absolutely blindingly red. It looks very orange in this light, but you've seen my hair, how red my hair was, and it was sort of like a, it is a blue red. This is just showing it up to be quite yellow, to be fair. So yeah, which one? Or have you got an idea that a different colour may suit? I don't know. That's all I've got. I bought several of these because they were cheap. Oh, a long time ago. I got 2 of these and I got one of these. I don't even know why I bought this colour, but I thought, oh, that might do one day. So what do you think? Just remember, this one is not as orange as it looks. It's the red my hair was. Bright red. It's this one. That colour. Yeah? Not this orange. Right, so I'll leave it to you, my dear community. What do you think? What colour shall I go? It's up to you. Okay, so you know I had some bloods done last week. I didn't know which bloods were being done because even on my notes it didn't say what was being taken. So we're going to put them up. Unfortunately, no lipids. Lipids is your cholesterol. I don't know why she didn't do the lipids. This is the diabetic nurse. I don't know why it's not been put there. And I've got no thyroid ones, and I have a raft of bloods that I wanted done, that we'd done back in June. None of them were done. So I've got an appointment with the doctor next Friday, I think. Excuse me, next Friday. A telephone appointment, and so that I can request these specific things. My GGT, you may remember these from the last results in, oh pardon me, I got hiccups, in June. So the GGT, the gamma glutyl gamma, no, or gamma glutyl transferase. But anyway, the GGT. Then you've got lipids. We need lipids. Always got to watch cholesterol. My TSH, T4, and I would actually like them to do a T3. I want to see how this has changed, but the main one I really want done is the TPO antibodies. We talked about that in the last video, and yeah, I'm not going to have any results from those for, I would say the TPO antibodies won't be back till after Christmas, possibly. We may be wrong, but I would think that's what it is. Still no news on the ultrasound. I can only assume it's not bad news. Hope I'm not wrong. Anyway, I hope I'm not wrong. Sorry, it's Friday and it's been a really bad week, so the head's not going. Right, so let's go through them. I'm going to put them up here so you can see them. Obviously, I'm redacting certain details on the screenshots because they are pertinent to my personal records. So the first one we got there is the acute kidney injury staging. There is none. Okay. The second one, now this is really a really good result. The last time we did the C-reactive protein, it was 27. Now that had gone up. That was in June, and that had gone up. I was usually somewhere between 12 and 17 and have been for a number of years. Okay, so this came back, it has to be below 10. And this time the C-reactive protein, which is to do with inflammation within the body, sometimes to do with infection, but usually it's about inflammation. So obesity can cause inflammation in the sense of it causes inflammation of the tissues. So you can sometimes not have anything else wrong with you, but if you're obese, you can show as having C-reactive protein. With fibromyalgia, C-reactive protein can sometimes show up as a high result. Sometimes it shows as nothing. It's just normal. So that's no way of testing for fibromyalgia. Anyway, so the C-reactive protein came back as 6 milligrams per litre instead of 27. It's below 10, so it's considered to be normal. So I've not seen that before. Since they've been doing the C-reactive protein, I've never seen it in the normal range. That's amazing. Okay, now on to the liver function tests. Albumin is, as you can, if you're watching this, you can read, but albumin is 44, which is the range for that is 35 to 50, so that's perfectly normal. The ALP, you can read it on there. It's a long, I can't say these. 87, and it's the range is 30 to 130. I don't think I've seen that. I saw it last time. It was 87, but it's been up in the 140s, 150s. The ALT, now the ALT is 21. The range is 10 to 49, and mine has been up in the 80s and 90s. This is to do with the liver, okay? So if there's any medical people out there watching this, and anybody from Lilly or whatever, anybody from the NHS that wants to know if this is helping people, if Mounjaro is helping people, this is helping. I mean, I'm not fixed. You could take me off this and you might find it just all goes back up again. Bilirubin needs to be below 21. It's 9. And calculated globulin has to be above 18 and below 40, and mine is 32. So we're all in the normal range. This doesn't mean to say my liver's better. This just means to say that my liver is functioning like normal. The fibrosis on it, we don't know what stage that's at the moment, whether that's got better or whether it's got worse or it's not changed. Okay, so total protein is 76. And that has to be between 57 and 82. So that's a pretty good result. Sodium, level of sodium is 140 between 133 and 146. Potassium level between 3.5 and 5.3, and it's 4.4. Urea between 2.5 and 7.8, 5.4 is mine. Creatinine between 60 and 120 is 68. I'd like to see it maybe a touch higher, but it's where it is. So, the most important one we're doing on this is the HbA1c. Well, I can tell you, it's last time I had this done, I was on 5 milligrams of Mounjaro. I'm now on 7.5 milligrams of Mounjaro, and it's exactly the same as it was when I was on 5 milligrams. It is 27, and the normal range is 20 to 41. And in percentages, they still do percentages at my practice at 4 to 5.9, and I'm 4.6. So I'm absolutely in the normal range for my bloods, blood sugar I should say. But all my bloods that have come back so far have been normal. This is quite a miracle, really. I know it's not just the Mounjaro. I'm eating better. But it is doing a lot. This this Mounjaro is working as a medicine for those people that are taking it to lose weight, especially those that don't want to talk to their doctor very much about it. It's really important to go and check how you're doing with your bloods, because whilst mine are normal, you may not have normal bloods. You may even be deficient in something. You may be low in potassium or something like that. And so these can cause you to have quite bad side effects on their own. Nothing to do with the Mounjaro itself. So it's always worth getting some bloods done and checking that they're within range. I know some providers do actually do some, I'm not sure who, maybe you could tell me in the comments, but I believe some of them do actually offer blood tests and talking you through and checking that basically your internals are okay. But if you don't have that, it might be worth talking to your doctor about, to see if you can get a blood test just to check up on how you're doing. When you're over 50, God, that sounds terrible. When you're over 50, on the NHS, you will be offered at least a once yearly bloods checkup. If you've got something wrong, they will do it more often, obviously. However, once yearly. So, yeah, I'm pretty pleased about that. I am just disappointed she didn't do the lipids, because she worked out the Q-RISK-2 score, which is your heart for 10 years, your heart attack and stroke risk. And it was 7.99 back in June. I've lost weight. My bloods are better. And she's worked it out as 8 point something, but she hasn't got my not that my cholesterol was bad or anything. It was perfectly normal, but I don't understand how that's worked out. I'm only a few months older. I don't know. It's an odd one, but maybe I can speak to her about that. But I haven't actually had any communication with her since June. So it would be nice. Perhaps I ought to try and get in touch with her. She's not asked to speak to me, but hey ho, that's the bloods done. There will be some more being done by I'll get the doctor to agree to it, hopefully. Certainly the thyroid, and I'm sure the TPO antibodies. We've got to do the lipids and a few of the other ones. As soon as I have them, I will have the results for you ASAP, and still waiting on the ultrasound. Fingers crossed that comes back soon. Right, let's do this week's numbers. So 24th of November, I weighed in at 143.55 kilos. And last Friday, which was the 24th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 28th of November, we had a surprise, didn't we? I weighed in at 142.25, and I was like, yay! That's amazing. Well, of course, it never stays like that, does it? Never stays like that. So on Monday of this week, the 1st of December 2025, I weighed in at 143.35. So actually between Monday the 24th and Monday the 1st, that's 1 week, I lost 0.2 of a kilo. Is what I say. So I weighed in on Tuesday, and it was 142.85, which means I lost another 0.5 kilos overnight, i.e. a pound. That doesn't happen. So overall, I lost 0.7 kilos. And I weighed in today 142.75, and that's 22 stone 6.7 pounds. When I weighed in last Friday, that was 22 stone 5, wasn't it? So it appears I'm 1.7 pounds heavier than I was last week. I've had my hair cut. Oh, it's a game. Now, when I've spoken to people about weighing daily, a lot of people say, "Oh, I can't cope with that. I can't cope with that. I can't cope with the numbers." But as you'll see, look at this all-time graph between February of the 10th this year and today. Now, there's only a little bit, the 7.5 there, and it's not entirely clear. But can you see the trajectory of how that's going down? And then see how it's slightly flattened out on the end of 5. And we're starting to go down again now. That is only possible by weighing in. Sometimes you find graphs go up, down, and very down. I know I'm not a big, I haven't got over 1,000 subscribers, and I know I haven't got some of the big Mounjaro influencer type people who do videos following me. I have got a couple, but I know I don't have a lot of them, and I do realise that probably nobody really knows my journey. But I would like to think that maybe there's some medical people or people from the NHS or even Lily dip into even the small YouTube creators and see what we're doing, because actually, whilst I actually love playing with film, it's probably what you've gathered, I like editing and things like that, and this is something this is absolutely life-changing, and you know, I hope that if you are starting this journey, whether it's now or whether it's, you know, you're being taken onto the NHS scheme and you're going to start in the new year or something, that you try and embrace it. And somebody said to me the other day, "Oh my God, I feel absolutely terrible." I said, "Why?" She said, "Oh, you've done over 8 stone." I said, "Yes." She said, "Well, I failed. I've only done 4." I said, "But you have only been doing your calorie deficit and weight loss for a few months." Well, a bit more than a few months, but you know, you've been doing that. I've been doing this a lot longer than you. You were a lot lighter than me when we started, and of course heavier people lose more weight quicker at the beginning. They always do. And I said, "You know, it's 4 stone. Don't knock yourself. You've done really well." But I understand, if you're about to start, I understand that it is so hard to, you know, that first half stone even. You think, "Oh God, how am I going to lose that?" You know, all these people that claim that they've lost a stone a month on Mounjaro, I don't think they have. There's so many people say so much stuff. I think in the beginning people can lose quite a bit of weight, But then often these people are on such a tiny calorie intake a day, they stop Mounjaro. They're the ones that say, oh, it's no good, I've put it all back on. And that's not what we want to do, especially if you're starting at a size like mine, which was 30 and a half, well, just over 30 and a half stone. You don't want to be putting it all back on, because if I get down to, I don't know, let's be realistic, if I get down to 15 stone or 16 stone, okay, I'd love to get lower because that would be much better for me. But say I get down to that, how the hell am I going to eat myself back up to 30 and a half stone? It's not going to happen. She says, famous last word. No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to do it. It's horrible being that size for whatever reason, for whatever took you into that place. It's a dark and horrible place. But one thing I can say to you is, if you are sitting there now and you've got a pen in your fridge and you're thinking, do I take it now? What do I do? You have a choice to take it before Christmas. Or if you feel that Christmas holidays, it's going to be difficult, you don't want to have any side effects, make that date in your head sometime after Christmas, not too long, but sometime after Christmas, and say, that is the day I'm going to start my pen. Don't leave it too long. And if you want to start it before Christmas, do. But if you don't, just make sure you don't leave it too long. Anyway, that week is over. It wasn't a fun week. So, yeah, don't forget. Look, there's the email address. Don't forget to send me Q&As. Well, no, I'll give you the A's, but you send me some questions. Before and after pictures. I've had one lovely lady send me before and after pictures with her story. Don't let her be the only person who hogs the limelight. Come on. Some of you have got to be out there, even if you're in the middle of your journey and you've only lost 1 or 2 stone. Let's just see let's see. We can then see later on in the year how you've progressed. So don't be the only person. Don't be the only person. No, don't let this lady be the only person that's going to be featured in my video. Come on. Come on. Do an email. Put your pictures in. Tell me your story. Don't ignore it. Ask me some questions. And don't forget, which colour? Or should I pick something else? And tell me what other colour you think will be good. Right, I'm off. Have a good weekend. No, you'll be nearing the end of your weekend when this comes out. So I hope you've had a good weekend. And I shall see you next week. Take care. Bye.